Y'all, broccoli pizza or pizza made out of broccoli? Come on! All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I've heard you. You can stop sending it to me because today we're finally making the super viral broccoli crust pizza. We've made pizza out of everything on this channel, out of cottage cheese, out of zucchini, out of ground chicken, literally anything you could possibly imagine. In fact, I have a 4-video episode series from several years ago doing pizza crust. But you keep sending this to me and people must love it because her video on just on Instagram has over 32 million views, and that doesn't even count TikTok and the other platforms she is probably on. So this is the broccoli crust pizza from hungryhappens.net. Her written recipe is on her website, so I'll leave that here, and then I'll also leave a link to the original video that must have started this all. So without further ado, let's get started on broccoli crust pizza. Okay, so this recipe obviously starts with broccoli. She uses fresh broccoli. She said about 4 small heads. I've had to cut this a little bit to get it to fit in here. So I've just got a little pan with some shallow amount of water in here. I'm going to steam it on the stovetop. You can probably do it in the microwave, truth be told, but I'm following her directions. So the end result is that you want to get about 3 to 4 cups of riced or finely chopped broccoli when you're done with this. So this is just going to go on the stove over high heat for about 8 minutes just to get this nice and steamed until it's fork tender. So I'm going to do that now, get cleaned up, and I'll meet you right back here, hopefully with some steamed broccoli ready to make a crust. All right, see you in just a bit. Okay, so I'm back and our broccoli is nice and steamed. As you can see, it's beautifully green. And here is where we've got to do a little bit of rambunctious work. It's still warm, but we're going to cut these off of their stems, and I'll do this pretty quickly and speed this up so you don't have to watch it all. But you want to take the stems off. You can snack on those later, and we're just going to chop these finely. And this is still so hot. If you're smart, let it cool a little more than I did, but that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to get as much moisture out of this as possible, and you can do that with a cheesecloth or a dish towel like I have or a tea towel that you've set aside, not one that you use for your regular kitchen work, but I have a clean towel that I keep just for this sort of thing. So you're going to get this as chopped as thin as possible. Let me move this guy out of the way here. I'm just going to transfer it over to our tea towel. We're going to wring this out as hard as we can. But let me speed this up and just get all this worked through. You're going to rice this into small little finely chopped broccoli pieces. So I'll meet you right back here. All right, so this is all of our broccoli, and I'm going to squeeze this out as well as I can. We're trying to get as much moisture out of it. And again, cheesecloth probably works better here. I keep a tea towel, a dish towel that doesn't go in the regular laundry. Don't use one that you've used detergent on, because your broccoli will smell and taste like Tide detergent. But so I'm going to do that now. Our goal here is to get 3 to 4 cups, she said, after it's been drained. So I'm going to squeeze that out. And while I'm doing that, I quickly just want to tell you about today's sponsor, the Hume Health Body Pod. If you've been watching my content, you know I have spent months training for a recent charity bicycle ride that was 545 miles in 7 days. And I'm using a regular smart scale at home to sort of track how things are going. And while that gives me a fairly decent baseline, I've seen my weight fluctuations go up and down during that time. But I was curious how much of that is water loss and how much is muscle mass increase and all of that. And a smart scale can do some of that, but it's only calculating your body mass index based on the lower half of your body. It has to do some math to sort of guess about the rest of it. And that's where the Body Pod comes into play. It is the world's first portable body analyzer that uses 8 different sensors to track all sorts of information, not just your weight, but your body mass index, your hydration levels, lean mass index, so that you can make informed decisions about your health. There are advanced sensors in the handle that scan your torso, your arms, your legs, even your heart. And it does this with accuracy on par with medical grade clinical body scanning equipment like the InBody that you can see in gyms or in medical clinics that costs up to $20,000. So this is the first time I've been able to use precise information and then combined with the free Body Pod app that uses AI. It studies all of that information. It studies your behaviors like your sleep, your nutrition, your exercise, and it provides custom feedback to let you know what you need to change and why and how. By now, we all know that just tracking your weight alone is not enough to give us a full picture of our health. And this is allowing me to see that, yeah, I'm gaining muscle mass in my legs, I'm gaining muscle mass in my arms and torso, hydration levels are correct, and it's encouraged me to continue going and not get discouraged from just that one single lonely number on the scale of weight. Right now, Hume Health is offering a fantastic deal on the Body Pod for viewers of my channel. For the next 7 days, if you'll use the link in the video description below and use my discount code WES, you'll get a special discount on the Body Pod that actually stacks on top of whatever sale Hume is running on their website. So you can get up to 50% off on the Body Pod. And if you're in the United States and you have a health savings account, an HSA, FSA, you can get it covered for free by your health insurance. So thank you so much for sponsoring this video, Hume. It's sponsorships like yours that keep channels like mine on the air, and for that I am truly appreciative. All right, check it out. Link down below. Use my code WES. All right, so now it's time to build our crust. So this is all of our dried broccoli, and I want to make sure that I'm just getting enough. She said 3 to 4 cups of this, so I want my ratios with the cheese and other ingredients to be right. So that's 1, that's 2. Looks like we're going to be right on it. 3. She said 3 to 4, so yeah, I'm just going to use all of this. Just dump it all in. Get out of the way. Obviously, this is going to have some cheese in the crust. I mean, that's sort of the low carb and keto way to do pizza crust these days. So it starts with some mozzarella cheese, and she's got 1.5 cups of mozzarella just in the crust here. So to that, we have about 1/3 cup of shredded or grated Parmesan. And then we're going to add in 3 whole large eggs. I'm just going to give them a quick little mix here just so we have started combining things before we throw them in the pool. In with this, we're going to have 2 cloves of minced garlic, and I'm not embarrassed to say that I use jarred garlic. Come at me, I don't care. That's what I use. Now, she also called for 3 tablespoons of fresh parsley in this. That would be great. I forgot to buy fresh parsley. So I'm going to throw in about 1 tablespoon of dried parsley flakes. You don't want to use the full amount if you're substituting fresh for dried, but maybe that'll give a little bit of the hint of parsley. Hopefully not having the fresh 3 tablespoons won't greatly affect this. To this, we're going to add in some seasonings. This is 1/2 teaspoon each of salt, dried oregano, and onion powder. So I'm just gently kind of broadcast this over our mixture here, and then some pepper, black pepper to taste. So a few little grinds of this. Now I've already preheated the oven to 400 degrees, and I've got my sheet pan ready to go. You can use parchment or a silicone baking mat. So let's just get all this combined. So I'm going to dump this out on my baking sheet, and we're going to try to get just a rough little, rustic pizza shape and fit it all on here. The important part is that you need to kind of press it all together a little bit. You don't have to be rambunctious with it and vigorous, but you do want to get it into a shape, and she said about 1.5 inches thick. Because you want it to hold up. So I'm going to do that here, and then this goes in the oven at 400 degrees for 25 minutes until golden brown, and then we'll start with the toppings. Okay, so our pizza crust is ready to go in the oven. As I said, 25 minutes roughly until it's golden brown at 400 degrees. So I'm gonna do that now, and I'll meet you right back here, and we're gonna start on the toppings. All right, see you in just a bit. All right, so our pizza crust is out of the oven, fairly golden brown. This was 25 minutes, so I'm going to leave it at that, as that's what she said. And from here, we're going to add the toppings. And she doesn't use marinara sauce. Some of the other recipes that I've seen, there are lots of these, people have made a version of this. They put a little thin layer of marinara on this. She serves the marinara as a side condiment that you can dip in. So that's what I'm going to do here. I think that's a good way to maybe control some of the carbs and probably keep this a little crispier in the oven instead of getting more liquid onto what is probably could be a liquidy broccoli. So this is a cup of the shredded mozzarella. Again, evenly distribute this across the crust. And then we're going to add some pepperoni. She said about 1 ounce of pepperoni. So I'm just going to throw these on. And then a couple of tablespoons of the grated Parmesan on top of this, just to gives it a nice brown top. And this is going to go under the broiler now. So I've switched the oven from bake to broil. And do that until this is nice and melted. And so I'm going to do that now and then come back here. We're going to taste it and I'll let you know about the nutrition and what I think about the viral broccoli crust pizza. Hold on. All right, guys, so we are back. This just came out of the oven, super hot. I went ahead and cut it, but I wanted to quickly talk about the nutrition of this thing. It looks good, smells great. It doesn't smell like broccoli. Kind of thought the whole house would smell like broccoli, but it doesn't really. There's a whole lot of cheese and a whole lot of pepperoni here. So this makes 4 servings. And when I give you this information, this is without the marinara. So she said that you can use some marinara on the side to dip in instead of putting it directly on it. I've used some Rayos. Without that, if you make this and you eat 1 serving of it, 1 serving is 342 calories. You've got 24 grams of protein. You've got 25 grams of fat. You have got 4 total carbs. The fiber is pretty negligible, about 0.2 grams of fiber. So you're about 3.8 grams of net carbs per serving. So the question is, what does it feel like? What is the texture like? Like I said, we've made tons of different pizzas on this channel out of everything from onions and cheese and chicken and zucchini, cottage cheese, literally everything under the sun. So it is still super hot. So it looks pretty good. I'm curious what the bottom looks like, but I don't want to, yeah, look at that. So, I can pick it up. It is hot. Hold on. Let's see, without burning my face off, what this feels like. Just a little bit of marinara in the side there. Okay. Okay, it's good. It's not as crispy as I anticipated it to be. Perhaps if I'd gotten a little thinner, that might have crisped it up a little bit. But it doesn't say that it's supposed to be crispy. It is sturdy. It tastes like broccoli. It's good. Hold on. Okay, so very tasty. It definitely tastes like broccoli. And that's not a bad thing. I love broccoli. There are some other crusts that we have made in the past that are just as good as this, somewhat better, like the onion skin, the onion sheet crust, but that's kind of high in carbs, and this really is a lot easier to deal with the carbs if you're looking to maintain a super low carb. But would I make this again? Absolutely. Is it going to be my go-to recipe for pizza? Maybe not, but this is a great way, I think, to sneak in vegetables for people that are ketos, particularly, who maybe don't eat vegetables. But yeah, viral broccoli crust pizza handles well, holds up well. Definitely going to be in the top half, I would say, of all the pizza crust we've made on the channel. But it was pretty easy to boot. So there you have it, folks. Broccoli crust pizza. I say it every time. These videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating, and looking at the end of that camera as often as I can helps keep me honest. So I appreciate that you guys have come along for the journey. I'm going to ask you to please like this video and hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell button so you'll be notified just as soon as I release a new video. Thank you also to those that follow me over on my Facebook and my Instagram pages. It's just Highfalutin Low Carb over there. I talk a little more frequently and more freely over there, so please go check me out there. Thanks again to the sponsor of this video, Hume Health Body Pod. Be sure to use the link in the video description below to check that out, and my code WES will get you a fantastic discount on top of whatever Hume happens to be offering at the time. And then lastly, my rock stars, my Patreon members, their names are already scrolling here. Patreon is like the tip jar for the internet. It lets people like you who enjoy what people like me do here on YouTube and give $1 or $2 a month just to keep the train on the track. So without them, none of this would be possible. So thank you for joining me. Let me know down below if you've made the broccoli crust pizza, if you're one of the 32 million people who watched that video. If you're one of the ones that tried it, let me know. So, all right, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, today is a great day. Have a great day.